Jake.
Christine.
And this is it. This is the final Old School Trailer Hounds episode of 2019. Jesus, this year went by really fast. I try to close out the year with a New Year's themed trailer, and the only problem is, it's really hard to find a good New Year's movie. It's even harder to find a bad one. But today it's one of the more well-known New Year's themed movies. This is the trailer for 1989, 30 years ago, Ghostbusters II. And the first Ghostbusters was a huge hit, landmark in horror and comedy, appealed to most. And the sequel kind of polarized audience and critics because they just weren't sure what to make of it. And let's look at the trailer that probably drew a lot of people in.
At the stroke of midnight, on New Year's Eve of the last decade of the 20th century,
It wasn't. This was the
America's
80s.
largest city is about to pay for the nastiness of its inhabitants. Ghostbusters II.
We're the last, we're the beautiful, we're the only Ghostbusters.
So how does Ghostbusters 2 look to you?
I feel more enjoyable than what I felt like one was. Though I liked one.
Just different than what you expected.
Yes.
Were you expecting more comedy or horror with the first film?
I was expecting way more comedy, more ghosts, and less temple demon weirdness.
Gozer.
Yes.
When that day comes, when the slime starts to rise,
Ghostbusters 2 is a film that some people actually like more than the first film, and well, I wouldn't say I think 2 is the greater film. I do love Ghostbusters 2 a lot, mostly because growing up, for some reason, I got a DVD of the second one, but I didn't get one of the first one. So this was the movie that I watched the most from this franchise. I love it. It's a lot of fun, and yes, the way they follow up the events of the first film is a bit awkward, confusing, and at times frustrating, but it's so enjoyable, you just kind of go with it. And while there are some plot points from the first film that they do copy, it's not as bad as some people make it out to be. It's similar enough that it feels like it's part of the same universe, but it's different enough that it kind of makes it its own thing.
The Titanic just arrived.
and when ghosts start arriving by the boatload,
We gotta find the guys.
there's only one thing to do.
You talked about there being not as many ghosts. Well, there are a lot of ghosts in this film, particularly in the last half hour. There's a lot more demon imagery, and
Sometimes weird things happen. Someone has to deal with it. And who you gonna call?
and the actual film is, sometimes shit happens, someone has to deal with it, and who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah!
Do, 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 do.
The superstars of the supernatural are back to nuke the spooks.
They got the original Ghostbusters theme back, as well as some new, I guess showing that times were changing. They had some rap songs on the soundtrack, including some songs by Run DMC and Bobby Brown. And they're actually not that bad. They're pretty fun, got a good beat, and they totally fit the type of movie that Ghostbusters 2 is.
Go to the box. Ready to go. Maybe fast and maybe slow.
Maybe sometimes
Don't put any of those old Cheetos.
No.
And remember when we reviewed review of the trailer for the first film, we talked about how they didn't really mention or credit Ernie Hudson.
Yes.
I'm glad to see they did it here. Although, once again, why does Rick Moranis get higher billing than him?
Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis, and Ernie Hudson.
The film, I believe, was successful enough financially. Critically, it, like I said, polarized people. And even Bill Murray doesn't like the second film. As he put it, it was less us and more slime. But come on, who doesn't like ghost slime?
You will be remembered in history as the man who left New York and sucked down into the 10th level of hell.
And kick some slime.
Looks like a giant jello bowl. I hate jello. Oh, come on, there's always room for jello.
So, look like a film you might check out based on this trailer.
I'm willing to check it out, yes. Yeah,
Booyah.
more ghosts.
Yeah.
And slime. Is there the green slimy ghost?
Oh yeah, he's here and he's got a bit more expression in him this time.
I like
In
it.
fact, he's not really even a bad guy in this one.
Ooh.
It's an interesting twist. So, this has been 2019. This is the 4th year in a row we've been doing this show. Pretty crazy. Have you enjoyed doing it so far?
I have.
Then
I might just do another episode with you.
I look forward to seeing you next year. Great having you, my friend.
Thank you. You as well.
And
Thanks for putting up with us.
thank you for sticking around, subscribing, and continue to subscribe if you like what you see. We will see you again in 2020.
Time flies.
Yeah, really does.
Happy New Year. Close 'em.
Ghostbusters 2.
You're short, your belly button sticks out too far, and you're a terrible burden on your poor mother.